And welcome everyone from the University of Alabama. It is nice to join you today. As was introduced, I'm James Hardin, and this is my colleague, Laura McNeill. And we are both from the University of Alabama in the College of Education, specifically in the field of instructional technology. We did want to kind of start very, very quickly, if you would, just kind of briefly surveying the audience here to get a little feel for your familiarity with the concept of AI, in particular the ChatGPT. So if you would, very, very quickly, answer our one survey question on Poll Everywhere, letting us know just how much you know about ChatGPT. There are two ways you can do that: via cell phone, or you can do it via the web address that we have posted at the top. And we're going to show you the results here in just a moment. If you would do that for me, please. Excellent. So it looks we have a fairly wide range here. It does seem that most of you here know some about ChatGPT. We have a few of you here, congratulations, who know a lot about it. That's awesome. And a few of you here who know very, very little. No self-proclaimed experts. That's okay. So excellent. That kind of gives us a frame of reference to where to begin today. So I'm going to pull back up our presentation and we will get going. All right. So ChatGPT, very simply, it is an artificial intelligence chatbot. It is designed by a company known OpenAI, and it has been widely discussed both in academia and just in general public as well since November of 2022, which is when it was launched. Essentially, it is a member of the generative pre-trained transformer family. That's what the GPT part of it means at the end. Not that that's real important to everyone, but what you really need to know is that its core function is to mimic kind of human conversation, which is what sets it apart, makes it a little bit different from other artificial intelligence chatbots that are out there, in that it uses reinforcement learning from human feedback, which is actually how it improves. And it is improving itself on a daily basis, which is really fascinating to think about. Now, it does use a dialogue format, which makes it possible to answer follow-up questions as you interact with the chatbot. It also allows it to admit its own mistakes, to challenge incorrect premises, and to reject inappropriate requests, which are all features that are very unique in the artificial intelligence field. So with that being said, our title is titled, our presentation is titled Opportunity or Controversy. As you may have heard, some of you may share some of these concerns. There's quite a bit of talk in our field about what scares people with ChatGPT. There are people who are concerned that jobs will be lost to these types of technologies because they have the ability to learn, to grow, and to adapt. That human beings in some capacities will be replaced altogether. Those are the people who are the most concerned. In academia specifically, faculty, instructional designers share concerns about ethics and plagiarism, and whether students are genuinely contributing to class discussions and content, or whether that's being generated by ChatGPT or similar type products. So there are quite a few people in the field who are concerned about these types of things. But it is important to note that ChatGPT was designed specifically to limit harm, meaning there was intentional effort from the builders to ensure that ChatGPT does not produce some of the dangerous results that previous chatbots, which are known for. So they do try to reduce harm and deceitful responses. It does try to block certain type of unsafe content, which is really, really important. But also, I don't know about you, but since ChatGPT was introduced, I have also noticed just an explosion of other artificial intelligence devices and tools that have kind of hit the market since that time. And it seems like everywhere I look and I listen, AI is kind of the big buzzword. And there are all types of technologies out there that are claiming to be powered by AI. You can see a couple examples that I have at the top, which include DALL-E, which is an artificial intelligence image generator. There's speech recognition AI tools and several others. So just kind of note that it is coming, and it is coming quite quickly. At this point, I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Dr. McNeill.
So how can we move forward ethically, professionally, responsibly? So AI can make your job easier. It's probably not going to be the end of the world, but because ChatGPT is generative, pre-trained, and it is a transformer. So what that means is it can create coherent text. It's trained and then retrained later for specific tasks like instructional design, education, and it is able to capture meaning and context of words. If you put garbage in, you'll get garbage out. So our job as educators and as instructional designers, and I like this quote by Dr. Philippa Hardin, who is a thought leader. She's from she has worked at Cambridge, Harvard. She said, armed with prompts, which are carefully crafted to ask the right thing in the right way, educators and IDs can use AI like ChatGPT to improve the effectiveness of our instructional practices. So what does that look like? And I'm an instructional designer by practice. I went ahead and got my PhD. After I'd been in the field for a while, I'm still in instructional design content. I teach and train instructional designers, so that's really where my heart is. I work with SMEs. So we can use ChatGPT for brainstorming, for developing and refining content, for generating instructional strategies, for looking at how to develop scenarios, developing assessments, and creating learning activities. But we have to be very specific about the prompts that we use. And here are some that you can use to start, and of course we'll iterate, but suggest 3 ways to present online content for your specific audience. Develop X number of potential scenarios to use in case-based training on a legal topic, and you get the idea. But again, it has to be very specific. You have to give ChatGPT the guidance. So working with SMEs or for educators, we can use this for course preparation. We can draft our course materials, lessons, our objectives, our activities. And I say draft because for our objectives, we need Bloom's taxonomy. We need them to be measurable. They're going to be specific to our course and our audiences. We can draft quizzes, games, discussions, create authentic assessments. And those are creative learning experiences that include performance elements to test our learners' skills. We can draft rubrics based on objectives. If you are an instructional designer and you're working with a subject matter expert, a faculty member, talk about this with your SME. Find out if your subject matter expert is even open to this. It may take baby steps. You may, as a subject matter expert, be open to this. But some of the things that have been pointed out in the recent research are that ChatGPT indeed can assist with writing and language learning, specifically with conversations, with speaking, with listening in learning languages. It can help with statistics, programming, debugging code. It also works well with students as a debate partner or a peer reviewer, which can be very helpful in instructional design and learning instructional design. It can also work as an on-demand editor. So taking a student's draft paper or essay and then editing it and giving feedback. And ask students to do what ChatGPT cannot. Ask those students to make personal connections, make judgments, make observations. These are things that this tool cannot do. And so using ChatGPT strategically as an ID or an educator. So three things I'd like to leave you with. I'd like you to get clear. And of course, as an ID or a faculty member, you must have your instructional goal, your learning objectives, your course content, and your desired learning outcomes down. You must have that down before you start prompting ChatGPT, and maybe not all of your course content, but at least an outline of what you want that course or that training to contain. Then you need to prompt ChatGPT, or I can suggest that you ask ChatGPT to create examples of the concept, process, or desired outcomes, and try using scenario-based prompts, and then also prompt for non-examples to make sure you're really getting the desired outcomes. And as all educators and IDs, we are going to iterate. So iterate, refine until we really receive our desired outcome. So AI is here to stay. We need to be proactive. We need to be discussing the tool with colleagues, with SME's faculty, stay up to date on AI developments, address academic integrity, and try it yourself. It's really fun. James and I have had tons of fun with our students.
It's free.
It's free. It's free. And lastly, check your university or organizational policies. The University of Alabama just rolled out its first policy on ChatGPT use. So what's acceptable, what's supported. Stay up to date. I imagine that's going to change and morph in the next 3 months, 6 months. And I think that's it for us in this section. Thank you for your attention.